trends that have made a comeback and are going viral online, come check out what they are. Number 1. This one is super recent, super fresh. I'm talking about cow print. Girls, we've already noticed that animal prints are back, and the most recent one to show up is this cowhide-inspired print. You'll see lots of variations, like white with brown or white with black, which makes it easier to mix and match within your wardrobe. The most interesting thing is that it's an animal print that totally breaks away from the usual and from what we've been seeing lately. As you know, I've already mentioned that right now leopard print is trending online, along with other animal prints like zebra and snake, which have been around since last year. But now, cow print has arrived and it's booming. What's really cool is that it's fun and bold. So, it's definitely a print that women who love fashion trends and creative looks will want to try first. If you're not that bold, I'd suggest starting with accessories. I really like starting with shoes or a scarf. Avoid jumping straight into a dress or a long coat, because it might make it harder to style, especially if you're not super adventurous or creative with your looks. Now, if you are bold, go for it. You can rock a long statement piece. I think it's super interesting, especially for those with a minimalist wardrobe but who don't want that boring minimalism. As I've mentioned before, fashion in 2025 is all about essentialism. What does that mean? Pieces that may be basic but are still unique. So, you could have a printed t-shirt, for example. Imagine if that print is a cow print. Look how much more unique it becomes compared to the typical plain white or black shirt that almost everyone owns. The idea here is unique pieces. I've also mentioned that thrift shopping is totally in, so look for pieces that have that one-of-a-kind vibe. Who knows? Maybe there's a pair of shoes, a boot, a shirt, or pants with cow print waiting for you at the thrift store near your house. You might be surprised. As I said, start with accessories. Bags and shoes are the easiest way to include this trend in your wardrobe. And you can even check out online thrift stores, which are a great option if you want a piece that already has a story and you don't want to spend too much. What a great way to embrace this trend! If you want to style it, I recommend pairing it with more basic accessories so that this piece becomes the highlight and focal point of your look. I love this trend, but I want to know, did you like it too? Tell me in the comments. Number 2 is glamorous boho. That's right, we're moving beyond boho chic, which was already trending, and stepping into an even bolder version, boho glam. Boho glam has more sparkle, fur, velvet, plush textures, everything. You'll find more adorned pieces. While in boho chic, you might go for a more matte floral dress, in boho glam, you'd likely go for a satin dress, maybe paired with lace, or even with a long fur coat. And no, the fur doesn't have to be real. I actually recommend faux fur. The idea is just to recreate the aesthetic. The colors will typically be rich and vibrant. Think chocolate brown, wine red, petroleum blue, gemstone-inspired shades. It's all about richness, glamour, embellishments, shiny accessories, and lots of texture. So we're moving away from that rustic boho style that looks like something you'd wear on a farm, and going for a show-stopping boho like, it's no longer in the audience, it's on stage. Picture those 1,970 singers. Not the outfit of someone in the crowd, but the performer's glammed-up version with satin and sparkle. That's the vibe of boho glam. If you're already a fan of boho chic, this is an even more exciting upgrade. I especially recommend it for evening events or nights out, where you can keep your style and still look absolutely fabulous. Another trend I'm completely obsessed with is... Number 3 is that basic piece, but it's the kind of basic that comes and goes in fashion. I'm talking about skinny jeans. There they are again. The controversial skinny always comes back. And this time, they're making a comeback because of the wide-leg styles that were trending previously. As you know, fashion is a movement of culture and counterculture. So, if one year we have a strong presence of wide-leg pants, the next year we end up seeing the return of the skinny. Personally, I consider skinny jeans timeless because they serve a very practical purpose, for example, being worn with boots. Guys, you can't wear all types of boots unless you have a pair of skinny jeans. So, for me, they're that timeless piece they'll never go out of style. I always recommend mid-rise or high-rise pieces. I know some women like low-rise. If you do, no problem. But personally, I think mid or high-rise is more elegant and much more comfortable. Another detail is that the jeans need to have elastane. Wearing skinny jeans without stretch is a guaranteed recipe for discomfort, and I know you don't want that, and you certainly don't deserve it. If you lived through the 2000s and early 2010s, I guarantee you've worn a pair of skinny jeans. And it's very likely you still have at least one pair in your closet. I think we can already say skinny jeans are a classic, right? They look amazing with a blazer or even an oversized shirt. That way, you can create a really nice contrast in your outfit. Skinny jeans, as I said, look beautiful with boots. It's not that I don't think they look good with, say, strappy sandals, but that gives a more dated look, you know? It really looks like something from a while ago. So, prefer wearing them with boots. And tell me, do you have a pair of skinny jeans in your wardrobe? I bet you have at least one pair forgotten at the back of your closet. Number 4 is the slip dress. This one is controversial. It's a dress that brings a strong, sensual vibe. It's also a comfortable dress because it's loose, it's not tight on the body. But not everyone likes it. Some people find it amazing, incredible, super interesting, creative, elegant, and luxurious. Others think it's just too daring. Without a doubt, this is a dress I recommend for evening occasions, for example. It's not a dress I'd suggest for a trip to the mall or Sunday lunch because it is bold. It has that more sensual style, so women who already embrace that will wear it more easily. Usually, this dress is made of satin or silk. So, it already has that natural drape. It shows the body's shape, highlights the hips and waist, and usually, it also includes lace details. Just with those two elements, it already looks like a slip. The most common colors we see are pink, nude, black, champagne, and of course, red. For 2025, my bet is on burgundy. But I'm sure this won't be a dress we'll see everywhere. Usually, it's the kind of dress you see in editorials or influencer photos, but not so much in everyday life. And don't worry if you're not into wearing a dress like this outside the house. You can wear it at home after all. You'll look simply stunning in a piece like that. Just imagine how glamorous it would be to sleep in a dress like this. If you're a woman who loves lightness, elegance, and that shine, this piece was made for you. How to wear it? If you want to wear it out, pair it with heels and a leather jacket. That way, you break the look a bit. The heels should preferably be open sandals. That way, you maintain the softness of the piece. I don't recommend pairing it with boots or heavy, closed shoes, especially if you're not into the creative style. Number 5 is velvet. Velvet is also back, and it appears in different pieces and versions. For example, you will find many tailored sets featuring velvet. Keep in mind that velvet comes in variations. You'll find both stiffer velvet and a more flexible one, known as crushed velvet. Velvet garments usually bring a noble air. This means you can add a bit of creativity to a traditional style, and at the same time, you can bring a touch of classic or traditional to a creative style. These are amazing pieces, as you can see in the images. Here's what we'll notice. If you're looking for a velvet dress, velvet pants, or any piece that needs to be more flexible, your choice should be crushed velvet, as it offers that flexibility and allows for easier movement. If you're opting for tailored pieces, such as a blazer or trousers, you'll need a thicker, more structured velvet. That way, you can ensure the piece maintains its proper shape. A very common mistake, unfortunately, is buying the wrong fabric for the piece you want to make. What happens then? You make a blazer with very soft velvet, and it turns out limp, shapeless. On the other hand, if you make a dress with that thicker velvet, the stiff one, it ends up being bulky, heavy, stiff, and lacking the elegant flow that flatters the body as we intend. So, be careful. Velvet is a fabric that draws attention. If you walk into a place, you will be noticed. It's not used all the time, so you can wear it anywhere you want, to stand out a party at night, a meeting. I don't recommend velvet for daytime use unless we're talking about a single piece. So, a velvet skirt? Okay. A velvet jacket? Also okay. The idea here is, if you're going to wear a full look from head to toe in velvet, prefer wearing it in evening settings. If you choose only one velvet piece, then you can wear it whenever you like. To me, it's a fabric that reminds me more of winter. I live in Rio de Janeiro, and it's impossible to wear velvet here in the summer unless I'm in a very air-conditioned place, like at 20 degrees Celsius or 16 degrees Celsius. Otherwise, it's really hard to wear velvet because it heats up. One styling idea is to pair a velvet jacket with a look using jeans and a basic t-shirt. There, the jacket becomes the statement piece. Or, as I mentioned before, velvet tailored sets are simply stunning. Do you already have velvet in your wardrobe? I admit I don't yet, but I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. And tell me, do you like following trends, or do you prefer your personal style? Personally, I like trends. I like to know what's trending so I can take advantage of it while maintaining my personal style. If I like polka dots, it's an excellent idea to buy polka dot items while they're in fashion. But I want to hear your opinion in the comments. You know your comment also influences other subscribers. And of course, you help me a lot by writing today's magic words, which are Back in Fashion 2025. I'm counting on your comment to keep bringing you new videos every day. Number 6 is sporty items. Sporty items have been showing up here on the channel, especially in videos where I talk about viral trends. So, you'll find all kinds of sporty pieces. Let's start with leggings. Those pieces we typically wear for workouts are now appearing in everyday wear. You could go for a basic black legging, for example, to serve as a foundation for your outfit. Another example is sporty jackets, jackets that feature some sporty element. It could be basketball, football, or volleyball usually. They'll show some reference to sports, and also often to racing, especially car racing, that's the one I'm referring to. And, as you know, running as in foot races is trending too. We're seeing a lot of competitions becoming popular. We're also seeing the rise of beach tennis, which came on strong. So, all these sporty elements are going to show up. In reference to beach tennis, we have pleated skirts and polo shirts. Also, referencing sports, we'll see lots of sporty t-shirts, team shirts, or shirts geared toward athletic activity. So, all kinds of sporty items are going to be in fashion, including sneakers. That's especially great for people who have closets filled with workout clothes. Now they can use them to build many looks. I think that's super cool, because we're seeing sporty pieces that are not just focused on performance, but also come with a nicer look, more appealing, not just technical. They focus on comfort, technology, and aesthetics. It's an amazing trend for creative people. And have you ever thought about borrowing your husband's team jersey and creating a look from it? Number 7 is the tactical trend. It brings, for example, olive green, sand tones, and gray, combined in various elements that have that more tactical look. So, camouflage, cargo pants, utility jackets, and the presence of large pockets that can appear on bags, pants, or skirts, everything cargo is coming back into fashion. It's a very interesting trend that can be mixed with more modern elements. Personally, I often see this combination in outfits created by Asian fashionistas, where they typically mix cargo pieces like cargo pants or skirts with elements like denim and more modern colors. So, you'll see it with gray, black, and also a lot of metallic presence, a lot of shiny or distressed pieces to create a sort of post-apocalyptic vibe, let's say. But that's in very creative looks. How can you wear it in your daily life? You can wear cargo pants, which I think are excellent and super practical, especially for women who do a lot throughout the day. You know that woman who goes to the market, takes care of the kids, comes back home, does this and that. Then, cargo pants will be your best friend, because with all those pockets, you'll have everything at hand. You basically won't even need a bag or backpack if you're wearing cargo pants. Another option that I think is easier to include in daily wear is jackets. You can go for a cargo jacket, it'll have pockets too, and it'll be very cool. You can also opt, if you're a little bolder with your style, for a cargo skirt. If you're a woman who likes prints, you can go for camouflage. Personally, I wouldn't bet on camouflage just yet. I think it still has a slightly outdated vibe. But it's starting to show up. Let's see if it will become that strong trend that really spreads. You can pair these pieces with strappy sandals. That actually gives me a kind of Latin vibe like Jennifer Lopez in the 90s or 2000s. Or you can match them with heavier shoes, ones with chunky soles, or with combat boots, which will bring more unity to your look. Either way, tactical and functional pieces are in style, creating super interesting visuals based on that scout-inspired look. Number 8 is rainwear. That's right, rain protection pieces are also in style and showed up in various fashion shows. Here we're talking about something a bit more fashionable, but still very utilitarian and creative. The most common materials will be vinyl, PVC, and nylon, and the colors are generally focused on navy blue, purple, or blue tones, everything that reminds us of rain. I even think that classic yellow raincoat, which appears in lots of movies, as well as the yellow umbrella we see in many K-dramas, will be some of the pieces we'll most frequently see not only online, but in real life. You can go for umbrellas, raincoats, rain boots. The idea here is to be very creative, very much aligned with that unique, essentialist style I mentioned earlier. We'll also see various pieces with a bit of tech involved, like hats that cover your head but also protect from sunlight appearing within this trend. The idea here is to combine protection and style. And the coolest part is that we'll have pieces especially designed, for example, for those who play sports or ride motorcycles, but in a more interesting and fashionable way. No more that boring windbreaker, the idea here is to really bring these pieces into fashion. And let's be honest, there are plenty of nylon jackets that are super cool and stylish, especially for those who like a more modern and futuristic vibe. If that's your style, it's worth investing. And if you're enjoying this video, you'll love all the other ones on this channel, because there's a new video every day talking about fashion, trends, and beauty always, with plenty of tips to keep you updated. And of course, I always try to bring you the trends right when they're starting to emerge. So, by the time they hit the stores, you'll be ahead. You noticed how the navy trend is just now showing up in stores? And I talked about it almost 6 months ago. That's why, because I always try to bring you the most up-to-date content possible. So subscribe if you like the channel, be a subscriber, and turn on the notification bell. While you do that, we'll continue with the video. Number 9 is denim shorts. Another darling from the 2000s that's made a big comeback. If you're the kind of person who doesn't like wearing shorts, this trend might not be for you, because apparently they're coming back strong. What we're seeing is a slightly looser, straight cut that falls above the knee. So, we won't be seeing those tight denim shorts hugging the legs anymore. But if you like them, as I always say, personal style is what matters most, and it should always be respected. These are amazing pieces to wear on those days when it's not too hot or too cold. Not sure what to wear? Go with denim shorts. If you're a woman who likes classic and traditional styles, I recommend white denim. That way, you can get the same effect as tailored pieces but still enjoy the comfort of jeans. Personally, I love using white denim instead of white dress pants because it's thicker and hides your underwear better. So, you won't have to worry about that. Besides that, it's really durable, so you can wear those pants for a long time without them getting stained, right? They're youthful, creative pieces that match all kinds of styles. Personally, I can imagine pairing denim shorts with colorful socks and Mary Janes to bring that real 2000s vibe. But that's only if you're feeling creative. If you're more traditional, pair white denim shorts with loafers or moccasins. That way, you get that expensive, rich girl look. On top, you can go with a tank top and a button-down shirt as a third layer. Or just keep it simple with a basic tee, a fresh, summery look, perfect for warmer climates. Like here in Rio de Janeiro, where, as you all know, winter lasts just a little over a week. So, do you already have your denim shorts or not? Let me know in the comments. Number 10 is polka dots. Polka dots are a trend that's been going strong. They came back into fashion not just recently, and they're only gaining more popularity. Polka dots are super interesting. It's a very feminine and timeless print. That means it never goes out of style, and it's more popular than ever. You can go for black and white polka dots, the most classic and timeless version. But black and white dots do have a vintage feel. If you want a more modern look, try white dots on navy blue, pink, brown, or of course burgundy. After all, burgundy is super trendy in 2025. You can go for viscose, silk, or satin. It all depends on the texture you're looking for. Personally, I choose viscose over satin because it's more breathable and comfortable. This kind of print brings a strong reference to the 1950s and works well with both creative and classic looks. So it's like a bridge between both styles. Are you more classic? You can wear polka dots. Are you more creative? You can wear polka dots too. Without a doubt, it's a youthful, charming, feminine, and sweet pattern. And you can choose different sizes depending on your proportions. If you're a woman with larger features, taller, big eyes, big lips, big nose, larger polka dots will suit you better. If you're petite under 1.5 meters, I recommend smaller dots. In fact, smaller polka dots will make you look taller. Want to appear smaller? Bigger dots. Want to look taller? Smaller dots. That way, you can create the perfect harmony between your proportions, your beauty, and this trend that's back in full force. And speaking of strong comebacks, do you already know which blouses are trending and going viral online? Not yet? Then just click the video that's showing up on your screen. I'll see you there.